Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Captain, Captain Wolf. Welcome aboard Flight 000 Picard Alpha Zero, Dan Air Flight to the centre of the Milky Way galaxy. Please sit back, you can undo your seatbelts. Really crappy food will be provided for you. Also, we've got quite a few 737 MAX components in the software, in the ship, and the engines, so we may all die. But hey, at least you'll go out with a good view. Thanks for flying, Dan Air. Hey everyone, it's Fox from Model Making Guru. That whole joke was a lot funnier in my head before I had to kind of make it up on the spot. Never mind, moving on. Welcome everyone. It is Fox from Model Making Guru here. It is time for some Friendship Drive Friday. Yes, welcome one and all. If you remember, this is normally when I'm going to turn the engines off because it might be a bit annoying. This is normally when I play Fallout 4 on Friday, and then on Saturday I do... It's still going forward. Just stop with the engines. Stop. There we go. Thank you. noise. Yes, this is normally when I play through Fallout, and on Saturday I play Skyrim, but if you remember, I have a quest currently to get to the black hole at the centre of the Milky Way. Hopefully you can all hear me and see me, by the way. I hope you're all hearing and seeing okay. Do let me know. Yes, so I've had a quest. I've been on a journey for about the last 2.5, 3 years, and I just kind of stopped doing it for about a year and not really got back to it. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to make my way to the Milky Way centre, to Sagittarius A star, the black hole at the centre of the Milky Way. I'm going to get there. I'm going to do it live on telly with you guys over the coming weeks and probably months, because I've been sat there not doing it for years and years, and I've been dawdling my way along. So it's about time I got on with it. So let me drop into the cockpit view. Let's have a look at the galaxy map, if you remember. Now, before we get going, first of all, the usual stuff. Massive shout outs to all my hang on, I need to set my waypoint, don't I? 1 second. I'll just make sure we get to there we go. Right, so big massive shout outs to all the people that make all my content possible. First and foremost, of course, my patrons and my YouTube channel members. My patrons who support this channel by going to patreon.com/modelmakingguru. The address is on the bottom left there. They support me every month, as do my YouTube channel members, who became members by pressing the join button at the bottom of any one of my videos. All those lovely people make my content possible. They keep this channel alive, they keep the bills paid. So big massive thank you to them. Without them, this channel wouldn't exist, and I'd just have a job, and you wouldn't ever get any content from me. So big massive thank you to them. So massive, and also to Goblin Gaming and emodels.co.uk. Both of those companies make this channel possible because they support me directly. And of course there are links for both of those in the description below the video. I'm going to take my hoodie off because it's suddenly got warm in here as usual. Oh, it's gone really warm. Both those companies make this stream and this content and this channel possible. And the links to them are in the description below the video. So if you need to pick up any tabletop gaming or model making stuff, go to one of those two companies in the description below the video. Use those links that are in there. It'll tell them I sent you, and I'll get some income from that. So massive thank you. So a big thank you to all of them. Of course, as always, this is one of my typical streams. So you can see there on the right hand side of the screen there's a chat window. I do recommend you come and join the chat. The whole point of my extra gaming content really is to give you guys a place to hang out while we're all stuck at home. Obvious reasons why we're all stuck at home. So do come and join in, and you don't have to, but if you'd like to, make sure you're watching on YouTube. Click the YouTube icon at the bottom right hand corner of the video, and that'll take you to YouTube where you can join in the live chat. And you should, because everyone in chat is awesome. We'll have a quick look at who's in chat and then we'll crack on. Let's have a look. The first person I see in chat is Lynn Dipple. Welcome, Lynn. She's Mum, I'll be at work. I'll catch you on the flip side. Hi Lynn, bye Lynn. No. William Rayborn and Wendy Hickson are both in, but I think they've gone out again. They were in very early. I think they came in and went out. That was earlier on today. So welcome to you two. Raging Modeler, welcome dude. Dad at Scaly Models, of course, is one of your mods. Your mods will keep you safe, but don't cross them, otherwise they'll chop you in half and feed you to the snails. So don't cross the mods. The Raging Modeler, Dad at Scaly Models. We have Mayhem Model Works, says Kaboom. Welcome to you as well. Quano Man is in. We also have Panzer Koenig is in. Welcome, Panzer. There's William. Human City Junction Model Railroad. You've added a lot to your name there. Human City Junction Model Railroad. Hello, buddy. How you doing, mate? We have, who else is Chris at Grace Models is in. Welcome, Chris. Another one of your moderators. I've just knocked my joystick. Never mind. Is he there yet? No. Can I have a stewardess for my stewardess? Says Mayhem. Shut up. That joke may have not been as funny as Fox planned, but I am a nutter and laugh anyway, says Quano Man. Fox, as comedy goes, don't give up the day job. Stewardess, can I get a hot towel, please? I'll give you a hot something. And Edward Leonard's just popped in. Morning, people, and Fox. So welcome to all of you. We shall crack on. Now, if you remember this, I'm going to put on my headphones now, so I might suddenly start sounding funny. If you remember, as always, I am working my way back to you, babe. No, that's not right. I am working my way to Sagittarius A star, the big black hole at the middle of the Milky Way. But we have a waypoint set, which is Eord Prow UJP D6780. Now, there's a memorable place. Which is in the heart of a nebula. Look at the nebulosity. There we go, let's get you to it. It's just outside a nebula, so we'll go and explore that nebula when we get there. Now this is our waypoint, and it's 8,167 light years from our current position, which is, of course, here. We are currently here, you say, like that to say. And I'm not sure where we are. We're kind of a nowhere special at the minute. There's 2 markers there. I think that's just where we are on the next star. So we're going to slowly be working our way across, and I've been doing this for about 3 years. I started off in Earth, and I've pootled around all the different sectors of the Milky Way. I'm slowly making my way. Now, if you've not seen Elite before, this is a 1-to-1 scale reproduction of the Milky Way with about 400 billion stars, all of which have planets and things around them. So when you zoom into any part of the Milky Way, eventually, given the awesome power of the Xbox One X not being the best, you start to see all these blobs of stars. They've all got planets. So we're basically making our way jump by jump to the centre of the galaxy. Now, this waypoint is 8,000 light years away, which is oh, hang on, I've got to plot the route again now. Which is at the moment 271 jumps. So we have 271 jumps to go. I don't think we'll get 271 jumps today, but I am going to try and streamline my process, so I'm not stopping at every single star. To aid me in my endeavours, I do of course have, if it'll work, I don't know if it will, yep, we have my Elite Dangerous Star Map website open, which will be giving me updates on the systems I'm in, updates on what's in the system. Let me just scroll that up a bit. In fact, no, that's about right, actually. Yes, we have that open. So I'm able to quickly look at systems and see if there's anything habitable or scannable in there. Not always, but sometimes. It's not always up to date. Now, it is actually still backlogged a bit because I haven't played since the last couple of weeks. So it's still updating itself from about 2 weeks ago. So that may be no use to us at all for the moment, but we'll come back to it later. So anyway, let us crack on. So we have 271 jumps to go. So let us, I'm just going to quickly change the filter here because I need to make sure I'm not looking at everything. Don't need to see fleet carriers, don't need to see signal sources, although I'll keep those anyway. I doubt I'm going to get stations. I doubt I'm going to see any settlements. I'm hearing music that I've never heard before in this game. That's really weird. Anyway, let's crack on. Engines up. Let's get going. Do let me know. Of course, I'm always trying to give you the best quality visuals and stuff. So do let me know if it looks and sounds okay to you. If it's not, well, there's not much I can do, but do let me know anyway. I do have the chat in front of me, but it's away off in front of my keyboard on my desk. So I'm playing this on Xbox, but I've got everything set up on my actual desk. Where is it? Do. There we go. Yes, so do let me know if it looks and sounds okay. I hope to give you the best content possible, but there you go. Yes, I do have the chat in front of me, but it's quite far away. Basically, the way I play this for these streams is normally I just sit in front of the big telly and I play on my Xbox, but for this I'm routing it through my capture card onto the PC, so I'm playing off my PC monitor. I've got my keyboard up on the desk and I've got my HOTA stick where my keyboard normally goes, got the microphone to one side and the tablet to the other with the chat. Now, I have been having a lot of problems with my HOTA stick. I don't know if you'll see every now and then it'll do this and it'll wiggle around a bit. There's a lot of stick drift, and I think it's actually my HOTA stick that's at fault. I've tried all the dead zones, I've boosted them up, but you know, hey, so we'll see how it goes. It may get very frustrating, but we'll see. Now, Quano Man says, I've been playing this and I can't find the planet Vulcan no place. I'm starting to think Star Trek may all be made up stuff. I thought there was a Vulcan. I was about to show it to you. There's Wolf 359. Wolf 359's in here. That's a real place. There is the Edward Linnard, the Linnard Nimoy station. I'm pretty sure Vulcan was in here. I thought it was. Well, they must have named something Vulcan. Oops. Yeah, you see how the keyboard's jumping a bit there? because this HOTAS stick is not, it's kind of, yeah, not exactly most reliable. I'm using the Thrustmaster T-HOTAS stick. Now the thing with that is, of course, it's only like 70 or 80 quid, which in terms of HOTAS sticks is dirt cheap. There you go, there is not Vulcan. That's LHS 3006. That's weird. What it took me there for. Never mind. Anyway, not to worry. I thought there was a Vulcan anyway. Yeah, so this HOTAS stick, it's like 60 or 70 quid. I think it's the only one that actually works on Xbox. This Xbox version of this game is certainly built with it in mind. It's built into it. Is my night vision on? No. Yeah, you see there, that's not me doing that. That's the stick. It's not ideal. There are some issues with this stick, unfortunately. Right, I'm still finding my bearings because I've not played this for a couple of weeks. Okay, so we've only got one planet scan so far. Let's have a look and see what we've got. High metal contents. Nothing too fantastic. What I'm doing, I really only want to scan Earth-likes, ammonia worlds and water worlds. I do want to try and get some terrestrial terraformable planets because they also make a lot of money. And there probably would be some in here, but for the sake of speed, what I'm actually going to be doing is, while I don't have data from the EDSM, I'm just going to really focus on systems that have got Earth-likes, water worlds, and other obvious bodies in them. Just for the time being. I'm going to recalibrate my stick. That might see it right a little bit. Yeah, I have been twiddling with the dead zones and other things to avoid the stick drift, but it just gets worse. The difficulty is that it's a plastic HOTAS stick that costs 80 quid, whereas most HOTAS sticks actually cost you hundreds of pounds. So it's not the most reliable, but it's the only one you can get for Xbox as far as I know. So, I mean, it might be that other ones work on Xbox, but this one has the Xbox guide button and other buttons on it, which certainly makes it handy for, you know, accessing Xbox menus and stuff while I'm playing. I'm sure other HOTAS sticks would work, but also don't want to really drop a couple of hundred quid. So what's in this system? Although, having said that, when I did the search for Vulcan and it brought up that planet, it might be the game designers being clever and trying to figure out where Vulcan's supposed to be in Star Trek lore and then taking the nearest planet and calling it that. Could be. You never know. How many are in? There's 11 in this system. I can scan 11. You might get a terraformable out of this. Anyway, yes, I hope you're all well. This isn't, although I know the title screen said it's one of the marathon streams. Those marathon streams were just at the start. These will just be normal 3-hour streams now. I'm not going to go all crazy on these things. We'll just crack on as normal with our 3-hour Friday and Saturday streams. And it's only really till I get to the black hole. Once we get to the black hole, I'll go back to my normal Fallout Friday and stuff. And Skyrim Saturday. Quickly get these scanned. If you're wondering what I'm actually doing and why I'm doing all these scannings, there's two reasons that I'm doing this journey to the centre of the galaxy. One is I have no interest in combat and trading or anything like that, the other kind of gameplay you can get from this game. I just like exploring, because I like to just wander out into the black and just pootle about. So the things I want to do are, one, make as much money as possible, and I can do that by scanning things out here and then submitting that data to the Universal Cartographics when I get back to civilization. And I make different amounts of money depending on what I scan. So little tiny rocks don't make any money, but a terraformable rocky planet, of course, might make me a whole mess of money. But I've got to be picky on what I choose to scan. I can't scan everything, so it'll take me forever. Not terraformable, no. Those will just be icy bodies, so I don't care about those. There'll be nothing there. Next.
Frameshift drive charging.
But sometimes a low value rocky body can be terraformable, which makes it suddenly worth a lot of money. So the other thing is I just like exploring. I like exploring in solo mode.
4, 3, 2.
And I really wanted to get this done because I've pottered about with it for like 2.5, 3 years, getting to the black hole, getting to the centre. And I do a little bit and then I don't do it, and then other things take over. And I thought, I want to get there. If I can get there, ideally before the new stuff comes out. There's no real reason why, but it'd be handy. Before the new expansions come out. But, you know, it'd be cool to just get it all done. And I figured, well, why don't I use my Friday and Saturday gaming slots to do just that? Because in all honesty, when it comes to gaming, apart from a little bit recently at the moment, really Friday and Saturday gaming slots that I do the streams is the only time I get to do any gaming, really. So I just make the most of it. Lots of gas giants and rocky bodies. No, I'm seeing nothing. That's going to be gas giants and moons. That we shall move on. We have 280 of these to get through.
Frameshift drive charging.
Friendship drive charging. It says that yeah. So Mod Podge. Quano Man says I think we should call the NASA tech dudes to let them know to fix the galaxy because Vulcan fell off. Bit of Mod Podge should sort it out. Yeah, Mod Podge. I still not actually ever used Mod Podge. I remember watching a video about it and then was amazed to go into my local hobbycraft and see like an entire basket full of it. I'm like, okay, so we do have Mod Podge over here in the UK then. Cool. Anyway, I hope everyone is well. I hope you're all fine and staying safe. Like I said at the start, because we're all shut indoors now and we're all various situations going on, which please don't discuss in the chat because I need to make sure these streams are monetized. I don't want to lose any monetization. Because there's not much else you can do. Yeah, you see that jerkiness? That's my stick. I'm going to adjust my tension thing on it, see if that makes a difference. Hang on, I'm just twiddling my knob. Anyway, I think that's about as tight as it's going to go. I've got a little tension adjuster on the controller, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference, unfortunately. Right, so where are we up to? Let's have a look at this place. There was nothing here. I'll just make sure it's not a black hole. I've forgotten all my controls now. Make sure it's not a star and a black hole. No, it's 2 stars. Oh, well, never mind. Let's go to the next one.
Frameshift drive charging.
Admit it, Fox, you really just want to set up the first ice cream parlour at the black hole. No, 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 no. Kebab shop. I have some Mod Podge. It seems to dry a little bit faster than the PVA stuff I got that says Quano Man. I don't know what Mod Podge is, but I think it is basically some form of PVA. Yes, anyway, I hope everyone is fine and dandy and okay, having good times, or as best times as possible. Nothing really to report from my side of the world. As usual, real life has been a pain in the bum and I've had no chance to do anything at the bench this week. Every week I say I'm going to get that Lehman Russ finished and then I never do, because just real life takes over. Getting on my nerves at the minute. High metal and lots of gas giants. That's going to be gas giants and moons. And we'll move on. We'll move on. Moving swiftly on.
Frameshift drive charging.
I was going to say kebab, but I couldn't spell it, and nor do I trust the autocorrect. That's fine, you got it right. Swigging Pig is in. Afternoon, folks. Welcome, Swigging Pig.
4, 3, 2,
Engage! I should have a swig of coffee while I'm jumping through space at 1 billion times the speed of light. Yum, 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 yum. Now, of course, I'm sitting here, sitting on my hands, not asking the question, Dad.
fuel scooping.
Right, that little twitchiness of the HOTA stick is getting quite annoying now.
Fuel scooping complete.
I may have to bite the bullet and just get myself a new one, new HOTAS. I'll have to get another one of these. I mean, it may well be that other HOTAS sticks do work, but like I said, they won't have the Xbox button, it's not the end of the world. But the real problem is I don't want to spend 200 quid on a HOTA setup to suddenly find it doesn't work with Xbox. So, yeah. I'll probably just go for the same thing again. But it wouldn't necessarily last that long. They're not cheap plastic, but they are plastic and they're not that durable. Scaly Model says, oops. Yes, you complain when I ask the question, but when I wait for you to ask the question, you don't ask it. Get your finger out. Aha, what's this? Right, we have a water world here. That'll be worth at least $1 million. Have a quick look at the EDSM, see if it's updated yet. No, it's still on the 21st of December, I think. Is it actually even alive? Let's double check. Where are we? Yep. It wasn't even up to date anyway. There we go. It's on December the 24th now. There's a backlog between, if you don't play for a little while, basically the EDSM goes out of date, and it has to sit and download all the data from the last month or whenever we last played before it's up to date where I am now. So it'll take another 10 or 15, maybe 20 minutes to catch up to where we are now as it updates itself. It'll be no use at all for a little while. These first. Now, if there's one water world in here, it's possible there might be some terraformables as well. There's no gas giants, which means it's not going to be lots and lots of pointless little icy moons. There's our water world. But it does mean then that if there's no gas giants, there'll tend to be a lot more larger rocky bodies, and they may be terraformable. So it's all quite nicely done the way they work it out. They use the existing resources that are available from the star. They kind of the algorithm that generates the planets and stars works out how much mass there is from the nebula that made the star and distributes it around all the bodies in that system. So if there's a big gas giant, there's less material then for the smaller bodies that form. You get less rocky bodies and you get lots of little moons. If there's no gas giants, of course, you get a lot more stuff to make planets out of. Thing right out in the middle here. What's this? That's just a random place in the middle. That one there. We've got our... There we go. So we've got our water world here, which isn't terraformable, so I'll probably get about 1 million credits for that. Then we've got a terraformable here, which might be worth a bit more. So I've got B3, B4, something. B3 and B4. So let's go and see which is the closest. B3 and then B4. Okay, so we go for the non-water planet first. Time for some probing. Yes. $13,000 light seconds. This may take 5 or 10 minutes. So there we go. Let's let's do some chat while we're waiting for this. Dad asked the question, and he gets it right because it's a gaming stream. Because it's a gaming stream, it's not bench and belly, it's game and grub. So what's on your console and what's in your belly? What are you playing right now? If you're playing a game, it doesn't have to be a video game, but what game are you playing of any form? And what's in your belly? What have you had for your dinner, or what are you going to have for your dinner? I am playing, obviously, Elite Dangerous. Although I was recently I've just finished playing Island Savers. I might do some streaming of Island Savers. I don't know. I've already played it once now. It's just silly, childish fun, but it's quite adorable. And for dinner, I am defrosting some steak mince, but I don't know what to have with it yet, so we'll find out. How's the audio, by the way, guys? Am I loud enough for you? I'm not being drowned out by the game, or I'm not too loud or anything. Let's have a look. Panzer Koenig says console generation 0, belly a bacon and egg roll. Doesn't have to be console, by the way. It could be playing on your PC. You could play board games. You could be avoiding the boss at work. That's also a game, technically. It's a survival game, that one. Dad shouts, "Hey Swigging," it's Swigging Pig, because he forgot about caps lock. Quano says, "Is it now, Sir Dad, Your Majesty?" Quano Man says, console has Resident Evil 3 Remake and belly has 4 Bango Butties. What's a Bango Butty? Because I'm working on becoming a big fatty farter. What's a Bango Butty? Bango? Do you mean bacon?
Bacon.
Bango! Bango sounds like something you'd eat in the Beano. So yes, so it's steak mince. I'll probably have my Fox's Mess, but with steak mince. And you remember Fox's Mess is mince, potatoes, carrots, onions, and possibly a sauce of some sort. Or if not, just lots of things mixed in to make it slightly saucy. Ooh, saucy! The Raging Modeler has gone all continental. Ooh la di da. He says grub, croissant, and Worcester sauce French fries. That's a bit like saying egg and soup, or I don't know, rice and bananas. It's kind of a weird combination. Croissant and Worcester sauce French fries. Game is Animal Crossing, Mario 64, and Space Hulk Deathwing, which I may stream later. Yes. Space Hulk Death stream, wing. Wing thing, wing. EC Idaho says, belly, coffee, bench, back to ancient AMT P40N. Hey all, welcome EC Idaho, but it's game and grub, not bench and belly. What game are you playing, if any? Banjo, but my keyboard rebelled again on the spelling. Oh, a banjo butty. Ah. He means a butty that... I can't explain a banjo butty without you being able to see me, so I'm not even going to try. You have to... Yeah, I'm not going to... No point me trying. Nearly there. Just finished ME3, Mass Effect 3, and Shepard lived. Dripper. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, throttle back. Stick is twitching, annoyingly. There we go, see if that sorts it out. It's funny though, some days I'll play it and the sticks will be fine, but some days I'll play it and the stick will be all over the shop. So yeah, I might have to bite the bullet and get myself a new HOTAS, but the problem is the Thrustmaster is really hard to get at the moment. We'll see. I might have to splash the cash and get a new one. Because I do intend on getting the DLC that comes out at some point this year. And if I'm going to do that, I might as well invest in a replacement stick. If I was slightly technically savvy, I could open the damn thing up and just try and clean it out and fix it. But I'm not technically savvy at all. Right, it's time for
Probing.
It's probing time. We need 7 probes. 1, 2, 3. Do what? 5. I'ma probe your body. Matron. Probing time. Probing. EC Idaho says
Scanned by 50%.
he killed the Reapers. I did finish Mass Effect 1, but I don't think I actually ever got around to finishing Mass Effect 2, and I never tried Mass Effect 3.
Surface scan complete.
Wendy says 7 Days to Die, Graveyard Keeper, Skyrim, Transport Fever 2 on PC, Belly, Rich Tea Biscuit, and a hot cup of tea. Hot cup of tea. Excellent. Although Rich Tea is not a chocolate hobnob, is it? Come on now, Wendy. Come on, sort it out. Right, we need the water world now. And you know what a water world is? Moist. Exactly what a water world is. Yeah, Rich Tea. No, not Rich Tea. No. Oh, it's behind this one. You don't want Rich Tea. You want chocolate hobnobs. Trust me on that. Chocolate hobnobs are your friends at all times. Folks, you could try and explain a banjo buddy, but I'm pretty sure your Long would have an epileptic fit and punch you in the eye. Yeah. Mass Effect 2 is one of the best games of all time, even if you don't play the other two. Play Mass Effect 2. Yeah, I didn't get all the way through it. Oh, this joystick, right. Frustrations. I'm just going to double check. I did set all the dead zones, didn't I? It hasn't unset my dead zones. Let's have a look. Dead zone. Dead zone. I can boost the dead zone a bit. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not really keen on doing this, but thrust. Thrust. Throttle is fine. Oh, that was go and roll, don't I? Wait. Your axis. Yeah. Your left, your right. It's roll that's giving me the grief. Do. We shall increase it anyway, nonetheless. Targeting, don't need that. I shall change it for everything, because if I don't, it'll just become annoying. Don't need those. Face mode, headlock mode. I'll put. Really need that, but up a bit. Basically, I'm just increasing the dead zone, so it makes it less sensitive to the stick. So if there is any wiggle in the stick, it's less likely to be affected. But the problem is, of course, it's a temporary half-assed fix. If there is a physical mechanical problem with the stick, it's just not gonna. It's a band-aid on a. It's putting a band-aid on the Titanic's gaping hull hole. It's not, you know, really gonna fix it permanently. Driving. I always knew this day would come when the stick would be beyond repair. It could just be like little bits of material that have scraped off one of the contact things and it needs cleaning out, but I don't know. I'm no good at nonsense. Camera, yeah, we'll do on the camera as well. There's me. Well, there we go. That's them's. See the camera. Wow, the camera's already set pretty high, so. I was getting some hella wibbles on the camera when I was doing screenshots and stuff. So I think I already. Why is my roll axis not? I see. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I think that's everything. I think that'll do for now. I just need to turn off my overlay for a second so I can see the buttons. There we go. We'll see if that makes a difference. Shepherd. Probably not. It just means, though, that the higher I increase the dead zone, the further I have to move the stick to get it to respond. And it does make the ship kind of more sluggish. Now, it doesn't matter with my Krait Mk, because my Krait Mk is like, you know, it's sluggish anyway, so it's fine for exploration. But if I was playing this in my Sidewinder, it'd be like flying through treacle, it'd be torture. Because Sidewinder's like a nippy little thing that whizzes around. Where are we up to? I have no chocolate hobnobs at the moment, says Mayhem. This is not correct. Boom, there goes the immersion, says EC Idaho. Yeah, I know. I'll get the kettle on then. Don't forget to play female shepherd, as Jennifer Hale's voice acting is way better than male shepherd. I'm pretty sure there are doctors for your stick issues, Fox. I have in the cupboard some Cherry Bakewell chocolate digestives I may or may not wolf into shortly. I would wolf the wolf with those. If you don't wolf the wolf, then the wolf can wolf its wolf, and then if it wolfs your wolf before you wolf your wolf, then you can't wolf the wolf. Your wolf's wolfed, basically. But always wolf the wolf before the other wolf wolfs you. I'll shut up now. People who play Space Wolves will get that reference. I'm joking. Swig of coffee, shut up, Fox. Dum 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 dum. That coffee is terrible. 10, 9, 8, 7, throttle back. There we go. No overshoot. I'm going to vow not to do any loops of shame today. Now, I've said that out loud, of course. It means I'm going to do endless loops of shame. You watch. Are we still looking and sounding okay, folks? Do let me know. I find it really difficult to talk when I've got my headphones on, so let me know if I'm shouting like a deaf old bat. Or if I'm far too quiet, I don't know. Cover your ears up. And, Fox, who makes the Sidewinder joystick? That'll be Sidewinder, I think. Is it Logitech? It might be Logitech. I don't think Sidewinder was the actual... Oh, it might be Microsoft, actually. I think it is actually Microsoft. But I'm not using a joystick, I'm using a HOTAS, a hand-on throttle and stick. Where you get the joystick on the right side and you also get the throttle stick on your left. So it's a two-stick setup. EC says, EC says, had only Microsoft Sidewinders back on early 2000s playing TIE Fighter and X-Wing. Yeah, no, this is it's a proper full-on HOTAS, this. With hundreds of buttons. I need 7 probes for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've set the dead zone on this too high now. It's like, I can't move the stick anywhere. Much easier to do this if you're on PC because you can use your mouse, but you've got to use the HOTAS stick for this, and it's like, oh, torture.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Yes, I think Sidewinder is still Microsoft. I used to have a Sidewinder.
Surface scan complete.
Yes.
Hull integrity compromised.
Damn it! I pressed the wrong button. Hull integrity 99. Okay, we can fix that. I pressed the wrong button and I dropped out of frame drive at full speed. Yeah, let's fix that. Right, let's get that fixed. So we need fuel maintenance unit. We need fuel. I think everything's going to have taken some damage there. Welcome to what happens when you break something. Or, like me, drop out of frame shift drive without realising it. We now have to repair everything. Okay, except the power plant, which we cannot repair. Now, the power plant is down to 90% because I've taken some damage over the course of the 2.5 years I've been out in space. You can't repair the power plant, but you can repair everything else. So, because I dropped out of full speed frame shift warp, if you want to call it, at full speed, everything's got damage, so I've got to repair everything now. God damn it! So, First thing I'll do is activate. Oh no. I need to turn things off because I can't repair things when they're turned on. Turn my thrusters off. Fuel scoop can be turned off. Frame shift drive I can turn off. Life support I don't want to turn off yet. Turn sensors off. This is what happens when you break things. I can't turn my canopy off or my power plant. Okay, so none of those need repairing because they're just cosmetic things. So turn off my detailed surface scanner. That needs repairing. The first thing you have to do is make sure everything's turned off. That can be turned off. Now I've got 2 auto field maintenance units. It's very important when you go exploring you have 2 of these. The reason you have 2 is because one of them is purely designed to fix the other one. The AFMU can't fix itself, but if your AFMU gets damaged, you need to be able to repair it. So you always have 2 of these. But you've only got so many modules in your ship. So, yeah.
Module repaired.
You have to tactically figure out what you're going to repair. So you can see there where it says health on the right hand side, just near the chat window. That's the health of the module. These are all modules in my ship. I can only have so many modules. But on this ship, I can afford. I've got enough space for 2 AFMUs. So I'm just going to go through and repair everything one by one.
Module repaired.
I'm going to repair one field maintenance unit with the other one. So I need to turn this one off first. So if I turn this one off, then use this to and then use the other one to repair it.
Module repaired.
See how that number went down, the 3168, because it used resources from that one to fix that one. So now I can turn this one on slowly. Turn this one off. It turns it off anyway when you repair it. I can turn these back on though. I can turn thrusters back on.
Thrusters online.
Missile rack, I need to repair. Shield booster, repair.
Module repaired. Module repaired.
Module repaired.
Module repaired.
So I said I wasn't going to do the loop of shame, and now I'm doing the repair of shame. I really can't help myself, can I?
Module repaired. Module repaired.
Repair my frame shift drive.
Module repaired. Module repaired. Module repaired.
Now, this is where it's interesting. To repair life support, it has to turn off. So what you're going to hear is my helmet life support system kicking, because I'm not currently wearing a helmet if you look at me, but my helmet will activate and you'll hear my breathing. So let's get this one repaired. Ready? Hopefully I've got I think I have about 5 minutes of life support. Hopefully it won't take that long to fix.
Module repaired.
See, it's now, you can hear myself breathing. So I need to turn that back on again as quickly as possible, because I've only got X amount of oxygen. And if, for example, the canopy on my ship gets destroyed, I've got literally 5 minutes of life support oxygen. Or if everything on my ship gets destroyed and I've got lost power and everything, I've got literally 5 minutes to repair things. And it can happen.
Module repaired. Module repaired.
I need to reactivate those. I'll go back and activate stuff in a minute.
Module repaired.
Heatsink launcher, repair that. Canopy will repair.
Module repaired.
It used to be in the early versions of this game, you couldn't actually repair things like the hull and the canopy. Right, where am I up to now? There. I can't repair the power plant. I can only do that when I dock at a space station. So, if it gets down to 0, I won't be destroyed. I'll just have really crap thrust and ship controls because there'll be very little power. I won't be able to do anything or not do very much. So, it's always worth not taking damage if you can avoid it,
Module repaired.
because you can't repair it. Now, what I do need to do, I can turn that off again. I need fuel scoop on. I need frameshift drive on. Cargo hatch don't need. Life support on. Power distributor, I don't need that on. Sensors I need. Repair limpet controller, I'm going to need that now. Because now I need to launch a repair limpet. I don't think I've got any repair limpets. I haven't got any repair limpets, I don't think. And I can't remember how I do a repair limpet. I've got to remember how I do it now. Do that. Okay, inventory. Synthesis. I've got some repair limpet. Limpets are little things that you can fire out of the ship that go and do stuff. Now I do have limpets. There we go. Limpets. So I can resupply my limpets. Limpets. They do unfortunately take up weight. I only need one repair limpet, maybe two. This is to repair my hull. This is the only way you can repair your hull, I think. Yeah, my hull's at 99%. Now, it doesn't really matter, but I want it to be nice. So I'm going to repair limpet controller. Specifications, back. How the hell do I... It's been so long since I've done a repair limpet, I can't actually remember how the hell to do it. Right, so... Tika missiles. Multi-cannon, beam lasers. Don't want a heatsink. There we go, repair limpets. So you see, I've got two... Yeah, there I've got 2 out of 2, so I basically have to fire a repair limpet.
Programming limpet drone.
What you won't see is outside my ship right now.
Successful.
Let's do another one.
Programming limpet drone.
You might not see it.
Repair limpet successful. Landing gear deployed.
What you didn't really see. I'll fire one more.
Programming limpet drone. Repair limpet successful.
Okay, it was probably underneath the ship, but basically it fires out this little thing that flies around the ship and does the repair and then sort of destroys itself. So, but it's obviously behind where I'm looking, so never mind. I'll fire the other one off because I don't want the extra weight.
Programming limpet drone. Repair limpet successful.
But hull is still at 99%. I need to do more repairs then, don't I? Oh well, let's make some more repair limpets. Limpets! I like that word, limpets. Right, I forgot where they are. Limpets. There we go. Panzer says, Fox, this repair thing sounds a bit convoluted. Wouldn't it be easy not to break the ship in the first place? Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
Programming limpet drone. Programming limpet drone.
Okay. It's got 99%.
Programming limpet drone.
It basically sticks itself to the hull and does some work.
Limpet successful.
No.
Programming limpet drone.
This may take a while.
Repair limpet successful.
Oh, come on now. Come on now. I don't want to sit here making limpets all damn day. Right, what options have I got? I can't make any better limpets. I don't want to make lots and lots, because if I make too many, I've just wasted those resources. So I don't want to go. I don't want to make hundreds and hundreds of them and then find I don't need any of them.
Landing gear retracted.
Right, let's try again.
Programming limpet drone. Air limpet successful. Programming limpet drone. Air limpet successful.
There. Still at 9. How many? Oh man.
Limpet drone. Air limpet successful. Programming limpet drone. Air limpet successful.
It's quite annoying. Somebody Google search how many repair limpets it takes, because I'm sure it shouldn't take as many as I've made. Make 4 more. I can make a lot, but I'm sure it shouldn't take this many repair limpets. Right, what did Fox break, says Mayhem. I dropped out of frame shift drive by accident and had to fix everything. Right, let's try again, shall we?
Programming limpet drone. Air limpet successful.
I don't think this is working. Now I can of course repair the hull when I get to a space station, but that's when I get to a space station in about 4 years. The hull of a targeted ship. Repair capacity 180. Well, I don't know what my hull current status is though. I don't know where I can see my current hull status. Armor rating. There used to be a place where you could see your current hull status, but oh well.
Programming limpet drone. Air limpet successful.
I don't think this is doing anything because I've not targeted my own ship.
Programming limpet drone. Air limpet successful. Programming limpet drone. Air limpet successful.
Do this last one. Are we done? Oh, well, we'll have to stick with the hull at 99% then. Never mind. Never mind. We'll be stuck with it for now. I'll have a proper look into it some other time. Right, where are we? Because that should have fixed the hull by now. I don't know. Anyway. Let's move on.
Cannot comply. Frameshift drive charging.
I think everything's now repaired anyway. This is what happens when you get cheap limpets. That's what happens when I get a cheap HOTAS. Rolling all over the place there. Wasn't it 99%, says Chris at Gross Models. Yeah, but I should still be able to repair it to 100%. Oh, you mean was it at 99% to start with? I don't think so. I think it was 100. I'm not sure actually.
scooping complete.
Why am I not surprised, Adam? Mayhem says, hey Paul. Who are you saying hey Paul to? Who's Paul? What? Otus Potus Fire. What? I've lost track now of what's going on. Right. Icy bodies. High metal contents. Gas giants. Now we'll move on to the next one.
Frameshift drive charging.
Everything's now 100%. Lovely. Apart from the engine power thing. Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're zooming. Zooming. Yes, well, the problem is that there's so many button combinations. Like when you play a game normally, when you normally play a game, you very quickly learn all the button combos, and you do it without thinking. You play a regular game. But the difficulty with this is there's so many controls and button combos, especially if you're using a HOTUS, that... Look at this, that's not me, that's the stick. Right, let me do some calibration. There we go. Shut up with the wobbling now. Yeah, there's so many combos that it's very easy to just instinctively go to press a button but it not be the right one. Because you do it with muscle memory. And you get so used to doing it through muscle memory that sometimes when you need to do something that you don't do very often, you press the wrong button because your brain tries to think, oh wait, what's the button combination for this, and then it kind of trips over its own feet. So with that one I pressed Y by accident. I can't remember what I was wanting to do. I pressed Y by accident and it said you're going too fast to drop out of frame drive, out of Super Cruise, but press Y again if you really want to. And my brain kind of did a brain fart and just pressed Y again. Which drops you out of Super Cruise straight away.
Fuel scooping complete.
Mayhem says, Probularity. Mayhem keeps pressing the hot back mouse button with my thumb. What's a hot back? There is an ongoing meme with this game that you go into a space station and you press the button to deploy your landing gear and hit boost and disappear across the inside of the space station, smashing into the wall. It kind of happens all the time. I don't want that.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, we've only got 262 jumps to go. We're not going to get there to the halfway point today, are we? No.
4, 3, 2.
I can tell you that the EDSM database screen is now up to date on the 27th of December, so it's only 100 years out of date.
Fuel scooping.
Twano Man says, I had 1 month of not playing, I had 1 week of not playing, and it took me a full month to figure out my hobo stick, remind myself about the hobo stick. Yeah, it's true. If you don't play it for a while, and all the controls aren't fully gelled in your brain, it can be a right pain. Because you have to start holding down like the B button to say, right, what are the options? Where's ship lights, or where's me, where are my buttons? It can be quite confusing. It's like if I was sensible, I'd make the SRV vehicle controls match the flight controls, the buttons and stuff, but I don't. I keep forgetting. So all the buttons in the SRV are completely wrong, and my brain can't quite cope with them. So yeah. 34 gas giants, Rockies, nothing interesting. Well, I'll move on.
Frameshift drive charging.
Halfway, not if you keep breaking things. Yeah, it was bound to happen eventually. There's always some kind of catastrophes.
4, 3.
That's why it's important to have 2 AFMUs. One to fix the ship, and one to fix the other AFMU. They fix each other. So anyway, yeah, not a lot to report from this week. Again, it was a write-off week with me not being able to do any filming. There's a lot of things going on in the real world in my life right now that are just getting in the way and keeping me away from the bench. Which means although I can get time to do these, because it's just sitting down for a couple of hours, I'm not getting any filming time at the bench, and it's quite frustrating. So, gas giants, yeah, not gonna bother.
Frameshift drive charging.
Frameshift drive charging. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
4, 3, 2.
One of mine says he did that. I assume make sure his SLV controls match the ship. I did that and still crashed the SLV into the only rock on the entire damn planet. Yeah, that's a special level of inept beyond what I've got.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
Fuel scooping.
Fuel scooping complete.
Fuel scooping complete. That's not me. That's not me doing that rotation at all. Yes.
Frameshift drive charging.
Stop with the wiggling. That's me doing this. I'll just recalibrate. Quite frustrating.
4,
3, 2, 1, engage! Activate space catapult. Now, remember how I said at the start that the destination star that's in the nebula halfway to the black hole was 8,000 light years away? That means that if you were travelling at the speed of light, which is what, 330 million bitrillion zillion light miles an hour, if you're travelling at the speed of light, it would still take you 8,000 years to get to that destination. To give you an idea of how big the universe is. Of course, keep in mind this ship goes at many, many, many times the speed of light. 5 things, and they're all gas giants or stars. Yeah, we'll pass on that.
Frameshift drive charging.
Swig of coffee. Nam nam nam. Nam nam nam. An hour in and I've done nothing and crashed, almost. Yeah. You wouldn't have me change. You wouldn't have me change.
Fuel scooping.
If I didn't break things from time to time, you'd get bored.
Fuel scooping complete.
Fuel scooping complete. Gas giant burpage, yes. Gas giant fox, no, gas giant dad. Adam's space fact. Space is really, 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 really big. No, it's bigger than that. It's actually bigger than that. I think you'll find... Right, here we go. What's this? Water world? Yes. Excellent. So we have got some gas giants. It's going to be quite a big system. Because it's got gas giants and other things. But we do have a water world. So, let's give it a scan. the 3 different levels. There's actually 3 different levels of scanning when you play. There's honking the horn, which is what I do when I first enter the system. And that just populates this map, this view of the map. It doesn't give me any specific planet information, and yields me the lowest amount of money. So I can just fly into every system, honk the horn, and leave it at that. But it's real basic information. Won't really net me a lot of money. Then there's this, which is the detailed. This is the FSS, but I can't remember what it stands for. The full spectrum scanner. This basically allows me to get a look at all the planets and get lots of information on each planet. Like, you know, what kind of planet is it, rotational information, orbital dynamics, makeup, whether there's life on it, anything like that, or potential for life, or geological formations. So this is a more detailed level. And until I scan things in here, they won't appear on the system map, which is the sort of pictorial view of the system, which you'll see in a minute when I've done all this. So you have to do this. This gets you more money, because you need to go in here to put them into the system map. But this gives you all the information. If I want to see if there's something I need to scan, this is getting the skinny on what's in the system. And then last of all, there's the detailed surface scanner, which is the probing. And that's where you get a full a full detailed surface scan of the planet, and that's what gets you the big bucks when you cash it all the data in later on. Mostly paying attention to what's in this system, and I'm just scanning things. So if you want to get maximum monies, you kind of have to do all 3 scan types. Or if you know there's a water world in the system, you have to use this to find out which one it is. But this is also where you find out at a glance if there's anything with, like, you know, life forms of biological interest on it, which is more money. It's taking a few moments, but well, there might be some terraformables in here. Now, normally I would use the Elite Dangerous Star map, but it's not up to date yet. It's still updating information from December. So, downside of not playing this regularly, it takes ages to update itself on the database. We've got to go through this, see what we can yield. I think there'll be a water world, maybe 1 or 2 terraformables. But that'll be it. It might just be the water world. Might be nothing else of any value. But it's terraformables and Earth-like worlds is what I want. That's where the money lies. That's the only thing that's interesting. It's not terraformable, and it's not Earth-like, or a water world, or a ammonia world. Don't care. Unless it's cool. No. But I have to tell you, playing this on console using a stick, how to stick, this is tedious. Because it's not easy using a how to stick to do this, moving around this water giant. Navigating around this is not actually that easy. Where you'd normally want precise, fine movement with the mouse. But hey, what are you going to do? It'd be annoying if the last thing I scan is a bloody water world.
System scan complete.
I didn't even spot the water world in the middle of all that. So now we've done all that scanning, the system map is populated. This is like the overhead view where you just get a quick look at the planets and you can quickly go through and see what you're looking at. These are all just generic, so I can ignore all these. I don't know where the water world was, so I've got to go and find it now. It's probably going to be somewhere. There was a water world, I'm pretty sure there was. Wait, am I missing something here? Content world, metal rich body. There was a water world, wasn't there? I did see water world in that entire scan. Rocky bodies, icy bodies. Was I actually... Was I... What? Hang on a minute. Oh, you know what? How annoying is that? It wasn't a water world, it was just on the cusp of water world and gas giant. It's a bloody gas giant. I didn't need to scan any of that. Right, next system. We will never speak of this system again. Sometimes it's like that. Oh, it's just on the edge of one or the other. I thought I hadn't seen a water world as I was scanning. I'd love it if you found Cybertron. If you take the cosmological constant into account, the longer you leave it to set off, the longer it will take to get to the edge of the galaxy. Absolutely. Even though that makes no sense at all.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
Fuel scooping. Hey, scoop with the fuel.
Fuel scooping complete.
Kind of gone a bit Italian now, I don't quite know why. It's me, Mario. I wish I hadn't mentioned what I was making for tea now, because all I can think about is steak mince. The galaxy-spanning adventures of Fox McFoxerton as he feels from Unicorn. What? He feels from Unicorn as the sole survivor of lithium. That whole sentence makes no sense at all to me. Fox is to Unicorn what the Silver Surfer is to Galactus. What? That's what you think, Fox. We may refer to foxes. I've no idea what mayhem. You've lost me. Flees from Unicorn as the sole survivor of lithium. That makes no sense. I don't know what you mean. Next.
Frameshift drive charging.
And you can leave my water world alone. Thank you very much. Cheeky little ne'er-do-wells.
4, 3, 2,
1. Engage! Activate space fling. Dip, 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 dip. Suck it up. Scooping me fuels. Scooping now, sir. Scooping. Nom 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 nom. Basically, when I'm fuel scooping, my ship is eating. It's nomming. It's having its breakfast. Raging Modeler says we meant Unicron, didn't we? And Quanaman says, don't you mean Unicron? Yeah. I knew that's what you meant. It still made no sense. Okay, it's a system with 4 worlds and they're all icy bodies. It'll take me 2 minutes to do it, I might as well. It'll make me like 50 caps or something, but may as well. In for a penny.
System scan complete.
Done. In for a pound. There you go.
Frameshift drive
5 more credits than I would have got. I'll try that again. The galaxy-spanning adventures of Fox McFoxton as he flees from the planet-munching monster Unicron as he is the last survivor of planet Lithium. There you go.
4, 3, 2.
I can typing. Yes. You were like me, you were so excited to type what you wanted to type that you didn't pay attention to how you were typing it. I do that. If ever you see a comment from me and it's just absolute nonsensical garbage, it's because I've been really excited to say whatever it is I've said and then not type really fast and then not paid attention and it's just come out like nonsense because all the spelling's wrong. Because the thing with me is I can spell perfectly, I just can't type brilliantly. That's the problem. Only one body in this system, which will be the star I've just popped into existence alongside, so I can letters and spells, says Mayhem.
Frameshift drive charging.
You say space fling, and all I can imagine is a giant slingshot transmogrifying around your ship and flinging you across the cosmos. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I will go to space today. He can words and things. My autocorrect has problems. Do you need to go and see a counsellor with it? Do you need to have like a sit down with an arbitrator? You need to come to an agreement with your word spell. Your word spell? There's no such thing as a word spell. My word spell don't work. Oh. That's a gas giant. Yeah, we'll move on.
Frameshift drive charging.
Going off that, I may be excessively excitable around keyboards, says Krait Mk. You're excitable around just objects, structures. We can pretty much safely say that you're excitable around any form of matter. Is probably more accurate. Matter. Quick, Quantum Man's here, hide all the objects and structures and anything made of matter. Especially fluids. The only thing that can calm down Quantum Man is exposure to non-Newtonian fluids, because they'll just make his brain go, huh? Huh? What have we got here? Gas giants, rocky bodies. Don't care for those. Let's have a quick look at, is Doobie-Doo up to date yet? No, let me just refresh it. Okay, I'm just keeping when you hear the keyboard going, it's because I'm flicking into Elite Dangerous Star Map, which I've got open in a separate window. It's up to January the 6th. I think by the time we finish today, it should just about have caught up.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, that'll be no use at all, will it? Never mind. It's a new phone. The old phone's autocorrect worked. It never corrected Scottish spellings. Yeah, but it's because your dictionary hasn't learned all the words yet. I remember the old days when we all used to have Nokia phones. And of course, when you bought a new phone, it'd have its T9 dictionary. But every time you bought a new handset, of course, it wouldn't have all the stuff that it had learned from your old handset. Because the T9 dictionary was kind of, it would learn as it went along. So if you made up a new word, it would store that word in the dictionary, which was great for new words, but it wasn't great if you misspelled something, because it saved it and you'd constantly have that misspelling as one of the options. So yeah, but if you bought a new handset, it wouldn't take the T9 dictionary. It should start from scratch every time you bought a new handset. You'd be like, oh, crying out loud. Of course, iPhone now is I'm on an iPhone now, and I think it just stores that in the cloud anyway, so you buy a new one, it takes it with it. What do we have here? We have nothing. Just double check there's no black hole. Black hole, you say? Nope. I do want to check though, very quickly. What are my search parameters? A-type, F-type. Wolf-Rayet stars, white dwarfs, and non-main sequence stars. Okay. Just checking.
Frameshift drive charging.
I want to deny it, but I don't have enough fivers to bribe the entirety of the human race, says Krait Mk. Yeah. Yeah, so we need to test out. I think it's non-Newtonian fluids will zone him out and calm him down. So just put him near a bowl full of custard and see what happens. Because that's a non-Newtonian fluid, believe it or not. If it's proper custard with
Fuel scooping.
corn starch in it. Because theoretically,
Fuel scooping complete.
especially if it includes cornstarch, then if you fill the swimming pool with custard, you could, if you got the speed exactly right, walk over it. If you got the speed and the pressure of your body on walking across it exactly right, you could walk, because up to a certain point it's more solid than liquid under a certain amount of pressure, but then over that threshold it just becomes liquid again and you'd fall into it. Theoretically, it's the simplest non-Newtonian fluid you can make for yourself.
Frameshift drive charging.
Custard with cornstarch. Not like from a packet custard, proper custard. Mayhem says something about tentacle monsters and lip gloss. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get involved in that one. And then Raging Modeler says, you've been in my dodgy anime collection again. You could have just left the word dodgy out there. If it's an anime collection, it's by default going to be dodgy. Oh, look at this. Twin system. Oh no, we've got to be careful when we scoop here because I don't want to go too close to the other one and overheat. Let's just carefully proceed. This will be a photo op though.
Fuel scooping complete.
I said a dual system, I meant binary system of course. You've got to be careful with binaries. You know, you go too close you might be a bit knackered. I might be close enough to the white dwarf to scoop and not overheat, but the other star might be 10 times as hot. Yeah, I think we've got a photo up here, don't you? Now we'll drop to 30 kilometers a second, and then we'll come out of frame shift drive, out of super cruise. Do it properly without damaging the hull. There you go. See. Oh, hull's up to 100%. Oh, I've had a sudden thought. I wonder if like one repair limpet repairs the hull, but it takes like a minute. So I've just used like 12 repair limpets when I needed one. Oh well, never mind. We're back to 100% now. Right. Let's take a lovely photo giraffe. And for this, we shall do a funky pose of some sort. We shall do something interesting, I think. First of all, we'll zoom in. Not too much. Where's my ship gone? Zoom out. Hello. Right, well, I don't want to be zoomed out all the way because it looks terrible. Let us, first of all, go around a bit. I never know which orientation to put the ship in, though, when you're doing this kind of photograph, because you never really know what looks good and what doesn't. I think something simple there. Not too complicated. Nice and straightforward. There you go. I think that should just about do. If I can stop the camera moving. Then we can go all funky and have it like that, you see. Hint of a nebula on the right hand side. That would look quite good actually. If I can get it sort of lined up like that. And then that below my trousers. Get that there. Up there, down a bit. Up a bit, down a bit. To me, to you. Exciting this, isn't it? No. Right, I'm trying to... Stop now. Right, there we go. That's the one I wanted. Meh. 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 Mm. Meh. Close enough. Get a screenshot. Go. I know there's a quick way of doing it. I actually forgot. Shall upload that. And there we go. Lovely. Now, in reality, of course, if this was a real live star system,
Frameshift drive charging.
Frameshift drive charging. You wouldn't just have two stars like that. I mean, you might have two stars that close, but you wouldn't just see two stars sitting like that, not interacting in any way.
3, 2, 1, engage.
What you'd actually have is you'd have like a massive amount of sort of plasma and other stuff being dragged from the small yellow star to the white dwarf, because the white dwarf's probably a lot more dense and larger. It might be the other way around, but you'd have like a load of plasma and material going from one star being sucked into the other one. You wouldn't just have two stars sat like that. But what I'll do, I shall first of all not be pointing straight at them. Well, that would be a folly. We shall have a look at what's in this system. 20 foot, well, oh yeah, lots of, that's going to be rocky bodies, it's going to gas giants and moons, so we'll move on. But nice dual star system, I like that.
Frameshift drive charging.
Look at the nebularity, says Mayhem. Stick's going wonky again. Stop it. All these nebulas and no Scorponok. What's a Scorponok? I don't know what a Scorponok is. I have no idea what's actually going on in chat, you know. Some of your comments are making no sense to me at all. I'm just going to go into bones mode and say I don't know what that is.
System scan complete.
System scan complete. Like and subscribe. Don't forget, folks, if you are watching this and you're not already a subscriber, please do like and subscribe. By giving a thumbs up on a video, it helps the video in the listings. It means that if people search on YouTube for things, I've taken all the time to carefully tag and title this. It does mean my video has a chance of being seen more easily. 2 out of 2. Don't forget, of course, if you want to help support this channel and keep this channel alive, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/modelmakingguru. The address is at the bottom left of the screen there. Or if you prefer, you can become a channel member by pressing the join button that's underneath any one of my videos. Either way, you'll support the channel directly, and you also get access to video content advert-free a week in advance, amongst some other benefits. So please do, if you've got a minute, please do consider becoming either a patron or a channel member. It really helps the channel out. I do this for my living, so it helps me pay the bills and keep food on my table. It means I can keep doing this for my living. So please do consider liking and subscribing and becoming a lovely patron or channel member. Don't forget, of course, if you want, another way you can help support the channel, if you want to, is to use my Amazon store links. As an Amazon associate, I do earn from qualifying purchases. There are links in the description below the video to my 3 Amazon stores, US, UK and Canada. Mostly for model making stuff, but there's other stuff in there as well. There's some kits and other bits and bobs. If you're thinking of doing YouTube, there's like cameras and grips and things in there. Do have a look and see. If you need to pick something up, have a look in there first. It doesn't cost you any more, but anything you order through my stores will help this channel greatly. And if there's something in there you want that you can't see, just give me a shout. I'm more than happy to add stuff to my Amazon store. It takes me 2 seconds. So feel free. Nom coffee. Oh. Nom coffee complete. Let's move on to water. Raging Modeler says, I used your Goblin link again yesterday, by the way. Thank you very much, Adam. He went to Goblin, he bought some stuff from Goblin Gaming. Link in the description below the video. Tabletop stuff. And because he used that link, of course, it tells them I sent him, or it tells him he knows who I am, and I get a little bit of a commission on that. So thank you very much for that. It's the new sport called Nerds Confuse Arise and Baffle the Fox. Anything confuse Arise. It just doesn't take a lot of effort. It's a very lazy sport because it takes literally no effort to confuse Arise and baffle me. What do we have? Oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? Water World? Is it a water world or is it a gas giant? Are you going to mess me around again? We shall see. Let's have a look. Okay, I'll take it. It's a water world. There we go. Now, that's, if you look at the scan at the bottom, which kind of fell over. If you look at the trace at the bottom where that water world is, you see that little line that's moving? The blue dot is the water world. Because the little waveform has gone, it tells me there's only that one. So I could just go and scan that and leave it at that. But the chances are, because it's a water world and there's only one gas giant, chances are that some of these rocky bodies may also be terraformable, and that's at least 1 million credits right there. So it's worth me just quickly going and scanning the rest, on the off chance that there might be at least one other planet there that will net me some nice monies. And the reason I want to earn all these monies is it's nice to have big numbers. You always want the numbers to get bigger. But the thing is, when the new DLC comes out and we can buy like EVA suits and weapons and things for walking around with, you kind of want a lot of money so I can buy all the nice suits and things. So, yeah. Plus I just want the big numbers. Bigger numbers are always better. It's fairly obvious. I think you'll agree. I need to move away from the star though. Move away from the star. It's blocking the view. Order the start collecting orcs box, says Model Maker, says Raging Modeler to me. Why is it going out of... It's going to be out of print soon, isn't it? I'm not ordering anything right now. I'm saving money. I'm spending nothing on nothing. I've got too big a stash, too little bank balance. But yes, I probably will start doing lots more orcs. I do like orcs. I've only done some of the vehicles, but they were so charming. I've not tried paint. Having said that, I've not tried painting orcs yet. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you just want to get me into orcs because you like orcs. Because you've got an orc army. I was about to say I wish the orcs had more vehicles, but the thing is, of course, I can use other bellow. Ooh, look at that anime. It's like a spider. Look, it's like a creature with legs. Look. Ah, it's like a spider, but with legs that go all the way around in a circular motion. That's quite mesmerising. Just follow the arrows. Look alive. It's alive. Anyway, moving on. Yes, I was about to say there aren't enough Orc vehicles that aren't garbage, because most of the Orc vehicles that are actually available are mostly garbage. Like the Death Copter and the... terrible. But then I suddenly forgot you can just buy like Space Marine vehicles and do them up, or Imperial Guard vehicles and Orc them up. Here's a question though. In the codex, in the actual gameplay, if you've got if you're playing Orcs, do you actually have like data sheets and stats for, say, Imperial vehicles that have been Orced up? So if you've got like an Orc Chimera or an Orc Lehman Russ, do you actually get, in the codex, do you actually get data sheets for all the various vehicles that you could Orcify? Or is it just the official Orc vehicles that you get stats for? Like if you want to play an Orc Baneblade, how do you play it? If you want to play an Orc Rhino, where do you get the figures from for the damage? Because it's not got regular weapons, is it? So how does that work if you're using an Orcified vehicle? Because that will make Orcs fun. Taking like, Valkyries or Hydras or whatever, Orcifying them and then playing them. Because then you can go crazy, just custom build everything. I'll have a look at chat in a minute. I do apologise, by the way. I do my best to stick with the chat, but it's quite difficult when I'm focusing on... Stop moving! Look at that, it's bombing it. Look at that! That's a fast-moving body, that. I knew a girl like that once. Right, stop. Stay there. Stay there. Thank you. Whizzing about like a chaotic little nut. Look at that one! Blimey. Stop moving!
System scan complete.
Yes, I do my best to keep up with the chat, but it's difficult when you're playing a game. Big Swig O'Cola. In the Order rules, the looted vehicles share the same stats as the Imperial ones, just official stuff, but there are rules for looted vehicles. Okay, cool. Because that would be a shame. Because, I mean, let's be honest, the vehicles for Orcs, they're not great. I mean, there's a few of them, the truck and stuff, but some of them are really bad. I didn't want to do that. Some of them do look terrible. Like the Death Copter, I will never ever even consider spending money on a Death Copter. It looks terrible. It's horrible. Some of the resin stuff for Forge World is quite cool, but that's Forge World, then costs all the money in the world. Terraforming. Oh, hello. Right, so terraformable. You see up in the top left there, it says this body is a candidate for terraforming. Terraformable, that's a lot of cash. That's not terraformable. That's the water world. And it's terraformable as well, which means I get extra points for water world and for it terraformable. Money, money, money. Okay, so it's just those two, probably. That's probably not going to be terraformable. And these are going to be just bog standard, I suspect. Not interesting icy bodies. Yeah, okay, so we have AB4 and AB6. Those are the two we want. Excellent. AB4 happens to be the nearest one. Let's go for AB4. Leg it. Leg it! It's the Rossers! Because if I was doing Orcs, I'd be tempted just to not buy any of the official vehicles, maybe a couple of them, but just get like Imperial Guard vehicles and stuff and just Orc them up. Get some of the, I would go to Forge World and get some of like the Grot tanks and things, because they're all adorable. Mayhem says, Terraformers, Terrahawks. 10-10. Ah, you get it? I know that reference. 10-10. It was 10-10, wasn't it? The acknowledgement sign. I remember the Zoids tank. It was quite cool. I actually watched an episode of Terrahawks the other day, to be fair, about 6 weeks ago, the other day. It's Terrahawks. I watched an episode the other day, and it was the episode where they have the Overlander that gets stolen. There's a runaway Overlander, and I like the name Overlander, and the model for the Overlander was great. But I have to say, it was absolutely awful. It was terrible. It was absolute garbage. The puppets were horrible. The story was terrible. The voice acting was nonsense. And it's like, you know, some things from your childhood age well, and you can look back fondly on them. Like, you can still watch Ivor the Engine, or, I don't know, D'Artagnan and Three Muskehounds or something, and it'll be fondly remembered. You can still watch Captain Scarlet and Thunderbirds, but trust me, you cannot watch Terrahawks. It is awful. It really is bad. It's like, oh, no, I don't ever want to watch that again. Right, time to probe. 7 probes on this one. 4, 5, 6, 7. If you have an occupied vehicle, don't you have to use occupied numbers made out of letters and wishful thinking for the statistics? Asked Clennerman. Yeah. I think you're allowed to basically say, this weapon, this is a gun that fires smaller guns that actually fire knives. And then the knives are actually grenades. As well. Or you could go all Gary's mod and have a gun that fires bicycles, because orcs. AB6, I think was the water world. Yeah, there we go. Water world, that's me. Why get a Forge World one when you can get a Toon Tank from... That's true. If you're making grot tanks, you could just get some of them Toon Tanks. They'd be great grot tanks, actually. Like the KV-2 would be a brilliant little grot tank. Edward Leonard says, probe, or rather, probe, as Frank Muir would say, probe. Probe. 2,000 light seconds. Take but a moment to get there. All I'm thinking about now is beefsteak. Beefsteak mince. Or rather steak mince, because beef steak is obviously beef. Probe. B3, I think it says, I'm just skiving at the end of the day in work, so I'm not actually here. Shh. Underdog Painting's in. Hey guys. Hey Underdog, how you doing, my friend? How's Tricks Duda? Mayhem Model Works is channeling Frank Muir and says, Twee, or rather, Twee. Frank Muir, what a legend. If a tree was covered in like antimacassars and little delicate fluffy things, it would be a twee. Just got in from work, thought I'd drop by. Hope you had a good day at work. Thank you for stopping in. Hope you are well. And the painting goes well, Lee. Well, that's not a real word. Well, Lily. Well, Lily. Well, Lily. Well, Lily. Welly. Give it some welly. Oh, joystick hassles. Hang on, I'm adjusting. I don't know if you can hear that. That's me twanging the stick when I calibrate. I like to twang my stick. You got your twanger, Jeffrey. There's a reference some of you won't get. What are you doing, Zippy? I'm playing with my twanger. And I overshot. I've done a loop of shame, but I was channeling Zippy, so I'm allowed. Shut up. Loop of shame is forgiven when you're channeling Zippy. There we go. I was going too fast, George. There you go. Put up. Twanger. Twanger. Fox has a rattly stick. Yeah, not too bad. Going to do a live stream tonight. Now I have my new lighting setup. Cool. Lighting is cool. Lighting makes all the difference. To anybody out there who's doing the YouTubes where you're doing a workbench of any kind, whether it's streaming or pre-recorded video, My one piece of advice to get good quality pictures to anyone, or my first piece of advice is, you don't necessarily need a big expensive camera setup, you just need lots and lots of lights. All about the lights. Even a crappy iPhone can do good filming if you've got good lights. All my pre-recorded video is filmed on an iPhone and has been for like the last 7 years. I started on a 5 and now I'm on a 6S, I think. And eventually I'll go to a 7 when my 6S dies and my current phone becomes no longer needed. And it's all about lights.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Even a crappy webcam can give you a decent image if you put enough light through it on the subject.
Surface scan complete.
You do suffer with a terrible camera. One cure can be lights, more lights, all the lights in the world. I've given up on the number of times I've seen
Frameshift drive charging.
somebody filming something. It looks terrible because they're filming and there's not enough light, and it's like, I'm sure you've got a nice camera, but it looks like absolute potato cam because you've just got one light source.
4, 3, 2.
He was playing with his twanger and he overshot Uwe Matron. I have the Samsung S10, but on rang me saying I can get the iPhone 13 Pro for free. Wow, I wish I could get an iPhone for the 13 Pro for free. Oh, Orange, I think he means on Orange. Oh, O2. All right, yes.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete.
I was on O2 for years.
Fuel scooping complete.
I was on O2 for like, I was with O2 from probably the early 2000s up to last year. Is that another binary system? Oh yes, oh yes. Screenshot time.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I was on O2 for like God knows how many years. And last year, or the year before last, I wanted to upgrade my phone, and normally with O2 it'd be like, you get a free upgrade phone, but it just wasn't happening. I was gonna have to, like, my bill would have gone up to like 40 quid a month, and I'm like, you know what, that's kind of not happening. So I started looking around, and I've always been fine with O2. It was always a case of, they did me good deals and stuff, but it just suddenly became, oh, I don't want to suddenly go from £20 a month to £45 a month or something like that. It was ridiculous. So I've just popped into Tesco's, and I'd never even considered Tesco before, but it was like, you know what? They can keep me on 20 quid a month and I get a free iPhone. Bonus. So I did. I'm on Tesco Mobile now. And it's half the cost that O2 wanted. I even phoned up and said, look, I've been a customer of yours for like 20 years. And they're like, yeah, didn't get me anywhere. Got me nothing. Okay, I just dumped him in the end. But, well, I'll take my money there then. Oops, Daisy. Oh, come on now. Stop messing about. I'm getting a nice shot lined up here. In fact, let's forget the ship. Get a nice shot of twin suns. There we go. Twin snake. Actually, fact, let's do it properly. I'm just going to test. Yeah, no, it didn't work. There we go. Uploaded. I'll put these on the Facebook eventually, like I did last time. Yeah, so anyway, the long and short of it was that I jumped to Tesco's instead and saved a whole mess of money.
Frameshift drive charging.
So I'm on an iPhone 7 at the minute, but the thing is, I mean,
Engage. 4, 3,
the thing with me is that my phone is pretty much used for text messaging, and that's about it. Because I'm one of those people that I'd rather text someone than speak to them on the phone. I don't really do talking on the phone anymore. I don't use my phone for internet or anything like that, or watching videos, because I have an iPad and I have a computer. Why would you watch videos on your phone? I have no understanding of that. So it literally just sits there, and for the camera as well, of course. So 3 things in this system. What's third thing? So I'm happy just to, you know, have an iPhone 7, but then eventually I'm using my iPhone 6 for filming. But that's got to the point now where the old iPhone 6, the batteries charge it to 100%. It drains by the end of the day if you just leave it sat there. It's that old. So eventually, when I can eventually get myself another iPhone, upgrade to another one for free, then my iPhone 7 will become my official filming camera. Although I've got to say, the camera on the iPhone 7 is nowhere near as good as the camera on the iPhone 6. The colours are all overexposed and bleached out, and I have to do a lot of adjustment to get the colour balance right. And the iPhone 6 camera, in terms of exposure and white balance and stuff, and colour balance, was nowhere near as good as the iPhone 5. They changed the software. Every time I take a photograph on the iPhone 7, it comes out looking horribly overexposed, or the gamma's too high. I have to really... every time I take a photograph on my iPhone 7 and put it on Facebook, I've had to sit there and tweak that image to not look washed out, basically. It's really annoying. Nothing really of any interest. Let's move on.
Frameshift drive charging.
Underdog's talking about his phone. The next one. We've not had very many interesting things so far today. There's been, what, a couple of water words. That's kind of been it. Not found any Earth-likes so far today. It's a bit boring. Yeah, when I went to Tesco, it was basically O2 wanted me to pay X amount for the phone, which is fine. Yeah, I understand. I used to work in telecoms for like 20 years. I understand how these deals work. But I was paying £20 a month for my O2 service, which included the cost of the phone when I first got it. £20 a month, unlimited text and data. And to get a new phone, I'd have to go for £40 a month, unlimited without unlimited text and data. £40 a month, unlimited text and unlimited data. And I'm like, I'm not going to double my costs when Tesco's are offering me exactly the same. They're like half the price. Like, I use it for text messaging and that's it. So there's absolutely no point at all
Frameshift drive charging.
sticking with them. I hate actually talking on the phone. I don't know what it is, but I'm just one of those people that if you call me, I probably won't answer.
4, 3, 2,
But I'll text you back. Because I'd much rather express myself in a text than actually talking. Weird. I know, I'm weird. What can I say? Oh, another binary. We're really stocking up the binary systems here, aren't we?
fuel scooping.
Not actually that often you come across binary systems like this. I've seen a lot of them. It's kind of weird.
Fuel scooping complete.
I'm not going to stop and take a picture of every single one, though. Newsflash, Tesco is O2, says Mayhem. Hello, there goes my graphic, my capture card fleeking for a second. Hang on. Come back. There you go. Oh, I know they all share the same networks. I don't care about the network. It's of no relevance to me at all. The difference is that O2 wanted to give me an iPhone 7 for £40 a month, and Tesco wanted to give me an iPhone 7 for £20 a month. It wasn't complicated maths. I know they're all the same network. Oh, there we go again. It must be 2 hours we've been streaming, because it does that after 2 hours. I don't know why. My little Elgato capture card. Don't care about the system then. Where's the next one? There it is.
Frameshift drive charging.
Do. I wouldn't say it was unexciting. You broke your ship. That made us all chuckle. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I say the cost of text and stuff, because most packages now come with unlimited texts. I'm not paying for text, I'm not paying for data, because I don't use it for anything other than text. That's it really, so it really was a case of where can I get a new phone cheapest as possible. 20 quid a month you say, Tesco? Right, here is all my details, here is all my custom. Please take all the information.
Fuel scooping.
It was lovely. But yeah, my iPhone 7. I mean, I'm what, that's like 3 years old now. I'm so far behind the curve on handsets, but I don't need a modern handset. I don't need an iPhone 13 at £1,000 just to send texts. Why? He's drifting through the core systems. I don't know what that means. Is that a Star Wars reference? Calls and texts don't make any money for networks nowadays. It's the data that drives the cost now. I know. But the thing about me is I don't know if this is a recent thing, but it seems to me that in the old days when I was out and about, I could quite happily, if I needed to, access the internet on my mobile phone, no problem. Nowadays, I have to turn on mobile data. But the moment I turn on mobile data, whether it was on O2 or on Tesco's, the moment I turn on mobile data, within about a week, I get endless spam calls, like call after call after call after call, endlessly, and I get spam texts. And once or twice I got those ones where it's the thing saying, thank you for your entry, blah blah blah, opt out, and it's like, yeah, those ones where you get charged for the text you receive, and you have to go through various steps to get them sorted out. And I actually now almost, most of the time, I just refuse to turn mobile data on because I get so much crap if I use it. Just so I will very rarely do anything on my mobile other than text messages and phone calls. At the end of the day, that tiny little farty screen is not designed for anything other than I don't really what. I don't know why people watch videos on their phones. It's pointless, it's tiny, it sounds terrible. We're not getting a good run of stuff here today, are we? It's all a bit boring. Having said that, we're down to 240 jumps. iPhone that's nearly 6 years old, Fox, says Mayhem. Well, it works for me. It sends a nice text message. Engage! Whatever I can get free as an upgrade. I haven't paid for a phone in like ever. I don't think. Ever since free upgrade phones became a thing, I've never paid for a phone because I can't afford, you know, hundreds of pounds for a mobile phone that I'm going to use just for text. Absolutely not worth it.
Fuel scooping.
But now they've got cameras, they do come in handy.
Fuel scooping complete.
Fuel scooping complete. I could have had an iPhone 8 at the time, but that would have cost me some money, so I go for the free shizzle. Doing in this system. Anything? Ah, what's this? Oh, Waterworld again. I'm getting bored of Waterworlds now, universe. Come on, give me something nice like a Earth-like would be lovely. That'd be lovely. 59. Oh. I think for this we'll just take the Waterworld and not start scanning 59 different bodies in. We'll be here all day. We will literally be here all day. I think we'll just snag the Waterworld and be on our way. Which will be in here. There. And it's the only one. There we go. We'll have that. Thank you very much. The other thing about doing these scanning and probing and stuff and all that kind of stuff is I get my name on it. Although it doesn't seem to work, it hasn't worked for a while, but when somebody comes and looks at this planet in the future, it'll have my name on it. 9001 Ostriches says, I am here, you may begin. Excellent, I shall begin now. We were given iPhone 5 3 years ago in work as an upgrade, now we have iPhone 8s, not a fan of them. I don't mind my 7. I quite like the thumbprint thing, because when I sign into Google, it does the thumbprint thing to authorise it, which is quite nice. Even on my desktop, it sends it to my mobile. But, yeah. I'll stick with iPhones now, because I'm in the environment, and all my stuff's on iPhone in the cloud, so if I get a new phone, it just automatically transfers it all over. If I get a new non-iPhone, I'd have to spend a whole day messing about and setting everything up and getting all my... Yeah, I can't be bothered with that. With an iPhone. Get an iPhone, turn it on, press some buttons. I've now got a phone with all my data in it, address book and everything on it. There you go, done. How are you doing, Ostrich? Hope you're doing okay. I may have to go for a wee in a minute. It may be enormous wee times. Yeah, the camera on the iPhone 7 and 6 is frustrating because they are so... I don't know if it's the exposure's too high or the gamma's set wrong, or I don't know what it is. Everything seems washed out and you have to do a lot of tweaking afterwards to get the colours to look normal. A lot of processing. 7 probes! Probes. 1, 2, 3, come back. 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. They'll just look to BT approved apps, so all the functionality is lost. Oh, okay, well, that's a bit rubbish, isn't it? Yeah.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Mind you, they are for work.
Surface scan complete.
So, kind of makes sense. They just want you to do work on it, not sit there playing Angry Birds all day or whatever, I don't know.
Frameshift drive charging.
Do.
4, 3, 2,
1, engage! I wish I could record my own Kovas voice, that'd be great. Surface scan complete now, thank you, like and subscribe. Oh, another binary system, but 2 white dwarves. I think white dwarves.
fuel scooping. System scan complete.
Oh, a trinary system. Ooh. This will require a photograph.
Fuel scooping complete.
Is it trinary system or tertiary system where it's got 3 stars? I don't know what you call it. Let's have a look and see. Move away from the stars a little bit. One, 2. Oh, look at that. It's not quite as awesome as I thought. Kind of cool there. See if we can chop that somehow. We've got those 2 there. That one there. And there, so we need to that way a bit. Without crashing into the star, obviously. Obvs. And this way a touch. Get them all together. Should look quite nice. First, find your stars. Ooh, that's nice. It's nice. We'll do a quick shot on this. I'm not going to spend all day zooming around and messing about. A pretty picture. I like the way the actual glow from them reduces a little bit. Best way to have it. Which way do I want the Milky Way in the background? Have it... I think that way. I think like that. With that nebula way off in the distance. That's the. I think that might be the nebula we're heading towards, by the way, folks. Little bit. Like that. Let's turn off the chat box so I can see. That's nice. There you go. There's always a little bit of a layout when you go, oh, that's just it. That's right. That's what we want. Take a photo, giraffe. Send it to space. There we go. Lovely. Beautiful. Now what I need to do is I need to go for a great big wee. I'm going to pause the stream for a moment, take off my headphones, pause the stream for a moment, and I'm going for a great big wee. So I shall be back very momentarily. Bear with me. I shall not be very long at all. One, two, three, back in the room. There we are. Hopefully you can all see and hear me again. My streaming software volume meters aren't doing anything, so I assume you can hear me okay. Hopefully you can. Please let me know if you can't. Right, so where are we? Let's have a look at this system then. Did I even scan it? I don't know, but we'll try. Let's have a look and see. Let's kidnap the puffin. Let's move stuff while he's away. Yeah. Oh, let's put the chat back on. Hang on. There we go. Chat box. How are we doing with the Elite Dangerous Star map? It is horribly out of date. Let me update it. Yep. I think what we'll do though is, are there any actual change the console? I assume is the word you wanted there. I did turn the chat off, so unfortunately it means the chat resets and goes back to no chat in the box. It'll come back slowly as you type more. Let's see what we've got in this system. Anything? I didn't want to do that. That wasn't what I intended to do. Come on, back in Super Cruise again.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right, so let's just. Now I didn't damage my ship there. You see, when I dropped out of Thing Super Cruise by accident because I was only going 30 kilometers an hour. It didn't really matter. There's nothing in this system. What I'm going to do is
Frameshift drive charging.
next system with some landable bodies we shall land, because I need to pick up some resources, but also we'll get myself landed for when we finish the stream today anyway. Oh, I know what I was going to do, but it's too late now. I'll check it in a minute. I was going to check something. So I'll check it in a moment. One thing I was going to say... Oh no, has he broken it again, says Panzer? No, not this time. One thing I was going to say is that the amazing thing about this game is that when you go into a star system and it's got like stars and planets, all of those stars and all of those planets have orbits, and they're all in the simulation constantly moving. So if you were to theoretically sit in a system long enough and just look at a planet and a star, you would see the planet moving around its orbit. And if you go to like the solar system, for example, and you were to sit there for a year and watch the Earth, it would actually orbit around the sun, and you would follow it in its orbit, and all the planets and stars would do what they're supposed to do. So the idea that I can drop into a system, the chances of me in that last system dropping into that system at the exact moment that all the three stars are in roughly the same place in their orbits around each other is quite mind-blowing, because those stars might have orbits that last for 6 months or a minute or 10 years, and there's no guarantee. There's no sort of default state according to the simulation, the background simulation for this game. When you enter a system, it doesn't start from a certain point. As far as I know, it starts from a random point in the... If I understand correctly from what I've read, every system is built and designed. It's procedurally designed, but it's there, and it's got its number of stars and planets. And if you play the game and go into the same system, it will look exactly the same. So I assume when they first generated all the stars and all the planets and all the bodies, they all started from a default state, and then that system, even though it's just been, I may be the first person to ever visit that system, but quietly in the background simulation, all the stars have been orbiting each other and going round and round and round. So the chances of me entering that system at the point at which those stars are all together is so astronomically small. It's quite a cool thought. Quite a cool thought. Quite intriguing when you think of it like that. Okay, there's one left. There's always one left, and it's always going to be behind the star somewhere, like a gimp. I'm just going to stick my controller down because it's moving about. Where is it? It would be the... There it is. Yes.
System scan complete.
System scan complete. Yeah, so it's quite fascinating when you think of it that way. The chances of me actually entering that system at that exact point when everything was lined up are so vanishingly small that it's kind of cool. Nuakea SKM D8. Fox, can you go to the alien movies like Zeta Reticuli or 82 Eridani? I assume they are real, of course. Well, let's have a look. I think both of those places are actual real places, as in real stars. A Zeta Reticuli might be a... don't know. Find out. Basically, in this simulation, if it exists in real life and we've mapped it like a star or anything like that, it will exist in the simulation. This Milky Way is basically every single star and body that we know of in real life, and then the rest of it is filled in procedurally based on what we understand about the Milky Way. So theoretically, when they generated this solar system 5 years ago, if it exists in real life, it'll be in the simulation. think my spelling is correct. Might be wrong. No, that's not in there. LV, what was it? LV 2426. Eridani, 82 Eridani. They might just be made up though. If they're just made up, they may not be in here. Oops. It's hard to type with a Hotus stick. Well, there is 82 Eridani, which is clearly a real place. Which is actually in what's called the bubble. In this game, this part of space is called the bubble. And it's basically the part of space where humanity is and all the space stations. There's millions of planets, but... So yes, 82 Eridani. It's not showing up on the map because I've not got it highlighted as whatever star type it is, but yes, that's a real place. LV426 may not be real. Have a look. LV426. No, that's not a real place. Oh, it's a moon. Yeah, Zeta 2 Reticuli. Okay. Making me type it again now, aren't you? Oops. No, that's not a real place either. Fox, you really mean it's hard to type with your Hotus stick? It is actually, because you've got to. It's all. I'm using the hat button for all the moving around. It's not as fast as using a controller. I have found some places. Like I said, I did find Wolf 359. That's a real place. Again, it's not showing up on here because I've not got Red Dwarf selected as something you can see. Trappist 1 obviously is a real place. That's there. Compared to Earth, which is somewhere there, I think. Somewhere there. I've taken a lot of places off that I didn't need on my list, but there's quite a few real places. It's quite nice sometimes to I just turned on their headlights. It's quite nice sometimes to read something on a science website about where's that planet gone now? Got to find it now. I've done it again. Stop jumping out of Super Cruise. It's because my muscle memory is doing Super Cruise finish and not. No. Right, let's try that again. Let's get back into Super Cruise.
Frameshift drive charging.
I keep going into coming out of Super Cruise instead of going into system map.
Engage.
There we go.
2, 1.
I don't know. What was I saying? I've no idea. I've stopped listening to myself now. Where are we? Where the water world was now. There's that one. Would be the last one, wouldn't it? It's terraformable. That one's terraformable. That one's terraformable. Yes. So basically 4, 5, and 6 kick ass, and we can land on A3A. I doubt any of these will be terraformable. Oh yes, terraformable is that one. Excellent. Awesome. So 4, 5, and 6, and then B1. Excellent. Nice little stash in this one. 4, 5, and 6. 4 is nearer, so we'll go for that one first. Yeah, it's fun to sometimes like read an article on New Scientist or Astronomy Today or something like that that talks about a discovery they've made in a particular star system, and to come into the game and then look for that star system. If it's something we didn't know about before, it probably won't be there. But if it's a system that we knew about, the star that we knew existed, then you can go and look it up. And more often than not, it's actually there. It's quite cool. When they found all the planets orbiting the TRAPPIST star, TRAPPIST-1, the developers of the game actually came into the simulation and looked up that star, because at that point we just knew the star. We didn't know anything around it. They came into the simulation and went to that star and looked at it, and it had generated planets, procedurally generated planets based on the mass of the star and the mass of matter around in that part of the Milky Way, and it had kind of generated procedural planets that were very, very close to what was actually found around TRAPPIST-1. So that just showed them that their simulation is not obviously not going to be accurate 100%, but it's quite close. Time for some probing! Gentlemen, stand by for probularity. Well, that was strange. My Wi-Fi fell over. Not really strange, just the way things happen. 6 probes. 1, 2. Excuse me. 3. 4. Wait. Hard to do that with the stick. 5. Quite tricky with the stick. Cheers. It's not strange that your Wi-Fi fell over, because let's face it, Wi-Fi's terrible. Wi-Fi's garbage. Would never use Wi-Fi.
Surface scan complete.
So that was 4, I think. Stop with the wobbling. 4, 5, next. If I ever do like live streams where people can join the live stream, you know, like, you know, you guys, like Chris does his like the Thursday streams and stuff. If I ever do one of those, I probably never will, but if I ever did, it would have to be a case of you must be on a wired connection. You don't have a webcam and a laptop on a Wi-Fi connection, because it just makes it hard for people to watch. Mind you, I do have a lot of snow up my way. Mayhem says that. Panzer says, Mayhem, that's nothing. I keep hitting the wrong buttons. I keep doing that. I keep pressing all the wrong buttons. Oh, hello. You're looking at my button. Some people will get that reference. It would be awesome if you did, Fox. I might do it. I haven't got the setup to do it at the minute. I'd have to figure out how to do it on the StreamYard or something. But it would be a case of I'd have to say to people, right, if you're going to join, do not be on a mobile device, do not be on a wireless connection. I want you to have a camera plugged into a laptop or a desktop computer that's connected via Ethernet cable, otherwise I'll just throw you straight back out. Because there's nothing worse than when you watch a live stream and there's somebody in there and you're all having a conversation, but one person is going and everybody's just sitting there looking like stuck, because they're having to wait for the person to finish, and then they have to say, we didn't get a word of that because you're on a crap connection. Drives me nuts. But yeah, but then I don't want to necessarily do that, because that's kind of saying, please come and join my stream, but only if you've got decent equipment. It's not a very nice thing to say, is it? So, I mean, you know, I'll say it quite happily when we're doing our Monday stream, for example. None of us would dream of joining via wireless, but if one of us did, the others would be like, why you want a Wi-Fi connection? It's garbage. But if you're doing like a, you know, community thing, then it's not very nice to say anyone can join, but only people with good kit. Some situations, it's just like a community thing. It's you don't really want to put those kind of restrictions on it. So it's a rock and a hard place. If you're doing it for like your own professional stream or something, or we're doing free models, we would demand. If we had a guest on the e-model show, we would say you must have a wide connection because it's a professional thing. It's not just us farting about.
Surface scan complete.
Where are we? That's that one. So that's 4, 5. So next is was that one 5. So next is 6. Should be An Waterworld. Stop with the yaw. God damn it. Waterworld, or as we like to call it, moist. I'm never going to stop doing that. Wi-Fi here is better than the phone line, says Panzer. Dear Lord. Well, no, Wi-Fi can be nice and... Well, can't be, but... Yeah. You connecting where a really strong Wi-Fi connection is great, but if your phone line's terrible, you've still got them bad broadband, so... It bloody would be. You know, anyone that joined an Elite stream would just hunt him down and blow him out of the sky, says B3. Yeah, we mean like live streams where you're all sitting looking at the camera, not gaming live streams. I mean, like, literally, like, you know, like, everybody hanging out. I must stop saying like so much. People hanging out and talking to the camera, those kind of live streams. Worms. Box is a bit wibbly. I'm not wibbly, but my HOTAS is wibbly. It's made of all the wibbles in the world. Made of maximum wibbularity. Bit of a trek to get to this one. Getting cold in here now. It's always warm when I start streaming because you have the adrenaline rush of streaming and everything working, and after about an hour your body's systems calm down and you just get comfortable. You're not nervous anymore. But now it's like, yeah, I'm getting a bit cold now, a bit chilly. We'll get some probing done on this water world, and then we'll find a landy planet, and we'll do some landy. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Bit of this to reset my stick, for the love of baby Jeebus. I'm going to have to invest in a new HOTAS stick, aren't I? I can see it coming. Expense I want to avoid, but I shall have to get one, I think, regardless. That'll last me about a year, and then that'll break, but never mind. Swinging Pig says, gotta go. Bye, folks. Thanks for coming in, Swinging Pig. Take care of yourself, my friend, and we shall see you soon. Remember, stay safe, wash your hands. You must go out. Wear mask. Worm mask. Dibba 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 dibba. 2, 3. This one's 7 probes. This one, so 4, 5, 6. I've just remembered. I deliberately reset this so I can use my hat to move this around, and I've just remembered that now, like an absolute dingleberry. It's me moving the HOTAS stick around. It's like,
Scanned by 50%.
I forgot I did it, but I set the hat to do that. My 25-year-old Thrustmaster 2 serves me well when I play Elite.
Complete.
Cool. Unfortunately, I say I haven't got any other options for the Xbox. Because the problem is, if I've got... The problem you have with this is if if I was to suddenly turn on, I know what I need to do. I've got the other one to do, haven't I? B1, that one. 26,000 light seconds away. We're not going to do that. Let's just land on this. I think. Yeah, if I get another HOTAS stick and it's not got the Xbox buttons on it, then I'd have to press like the guide buttons, you know, to go to the dashboard, or to do any of the, like, some of the quick options, like press that to get to the menu. There's an Xbox menu button. If I didn't have that on the HOTAS, I'd have to press it on the Xbox, but then that tells the Xbox that the controller is in charge and not the HOTAS, and it messes up your HOTAS settings. So it's like, I wouldn't want to spend the money on a non-Xbox integrated HOTAS stick, only to find I can't really use it. That would be a bit rubbish. Right, so that's that one. Let's just double check the gravity. No, gravity 0.2 G, that's fine. I don't want to land on a planet that's got 400 G, that would be a bit rubbish. Right, hang on, I'm just going to move some blue tack. There we go, having some adhesion issues. Right, so we need to land on that planet, or that moon, more like a moon, I guess. How far away is it? Okay, we'll turn everything on first, so I need to activate all the things. Shields, shield boosters, battery vehicle hangar. Yes, I think the whole repair limpets, they actually take a few minutes to do the full work, so I could have just actually done one and left it and it would have been fine. I love that animation. It's very mesmerizing. Bleh. 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 Bleh.
Shields online.
Shieldings online in Gefahrten. Ja, das ist richtig. Fly to the house now. Fly. So, yeah, so I could, you know, but like I said, this one, they're only like 60-70 quid, so they're not going to be as durable as a 200 quid metal trim fitting HOTAS stick. But the difficulty is that, I say, if you've got a controller plugged in, it can sometimes, like when I first turned on the Xbox today, I turned on the Xbox because I've got the Xbox controller and the HOTAS connected up, because I need the Xbox controller for my headset. But when I turned the Xbox on with the controller, by pressing the guide button on the controller, it came into the game. It didn't even recognise the HOTAS because the system detected the controller first. So I had to turn the console off and then turn the console on using the guide button on the HOTAS sticks. So the game then registered that as the main player profile. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah. I'd love for a more durable, hard-wearing HOTAS stick for the Xbox, but there isn't one. Like I said, I don't want to spend 200 quid on a HOTAS stick only to find, suddenly, it's not usable with Xbox. That would kind of suck. But there is a profile for this specific HOTAS stick in Elite Dangerous on Xbox anyway, so... yeah, I don't know, we'll see. We'll just have to get it. We shall do some probage before we land, because there might be things on this planet. You never know. You never know. There might not be. There probably won't be. There won't be. There you go. It's off again. Look, not me. This stick is, though, well known for drift, because it is. It's just a cheap one. Shields on. Power to engines. Probably a good idea rather than systems right now. Oh, overshoot. Loop of shame. I was too busy fiddling with me pips. I was playing with my twanger again. Ha 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 ha. No, I was adjusting my power pips. Lost track of the time. Let's see what kind of nightmare planet this is to land on then. Watch it be entirely made of cliffs, therefore have nowhere to land. I would need a rig for elite, but I don't have elite, so I don't need the rig. There's mayhem. Panther says, that's how to save money. Batteries to power, turbines to speed. 4 probes, so it's not too small. Wow, can't see anything now. Oh yeah, how to use your hat button, Fox. It's force of habit. I'm so used to using my stick for that and not the hat. I rarely play as I'm fairly rubbish at it, says B3.
Surface scan complete.
Let's go land this thing. It's quite small, isn't it? Oh yes. Oh yes. It's going to be hard landing it when I've got a funky stick that's not doing what I want it to do. Come on, behave, damn you. Yellow or white? Yellow, I think yellow. We'll go for the yellow bit.
Orbital flight
Engaged. Be interesting to see what it's like when they get the new DLC, the new expansion that has like atmospheres to some planets and changes the whole dynamic. And as Fox plays with his twanger, I put down the headphones and slowly back away from them. If you're wearing headphones, you get the close-up words. I love that noise. What I don't love is that you can't change the colour of the HUD, because sometimes the HUD colour is not the best colour. Like, I'm really struggling to see the altitude readout. Moving in slowly down. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming in for a landing now. Please retract your seat covers, retract your tables, doors to manual, armrest to flappy, landing gear deployed.
Landing gear deployed.
That's what I just said. Your own lines. Something down there. What's that little black blob? Ooh, creaky noises. It's that dot there. I want to know what it is. It's a rock. Many pebbles.
Pebbles.
Meters. Oh, somewhere to land. Maybe a start. There. Bit of lateral thrust, vertical thrust even. Landing gear is deployed, all power to shields. Just for safety porpoises. 20, 30, 20, 10. Butter. There we go. Yes, welcome to wherever the hell we are. Giant steps are what you take walking on the moon. I hope my legs don't break walking on the moon. God, Fox, that was right down my ear hole. What was? When I said... Bum. Right. Let's go for a jolly, jolly jaunt. Deploy!
Drivers. Assist on.
And drop. Doing. I'm sure dropping your car from like 100 feet in the air is never the best idea. There's my house, my space house. Goodbye, space house. I did tell it where to park, didn't I? I did accidentally set it to... Oh, this is where I've got to spend half an hour remembering how to fire the damn weapons, isn't it? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh no, there we go, straight in. Haha, happy times. Yeah, you see like how the HUD is quite hard to read. Because it's kind of the same colour as the background. If I could reset the HUD colour, like a blue or a green or something, it'd be easier to actually read on places like this, but it's not. Kind of annoying. And it's something that's been requested. You can do it on PC, you can just change the thing in the ini file. And it's something that people have requested for years. But they've just never done it. It's like, come on, it can't be that hard. I've got some significant dead zones on the rover here, so it's kind of, if it seems like I'm steering it really badly, it's because I'm steering it really badly. It takes a while for the stick to kick in. Whoa, it's very low gravity here. Kaboom! Exploding bits. Right, what have we got? Now, I need to turn the chat off for a second, folks. Give me one sec. Do I need that? Yes, I need that. I need tellurium. No, it's full. I've got some things on an ignore list, so it basically tells me when I don't need to pick them up. But normally when I'm playing this, I can see on the list on the right there whether I need them or not. But because I've got the chat box up right where I need it. So I need nickel, so I need to take nickel off the ignore list. I need molybdenum, but I don't need any of those. Oops. I have a pianist in there, and there's a piano lounge in this SRV. Right, so I need molybdenum and I need nickel. Okay, let's put the chat back on. Because it's very easy to forget to update your ignore list, and therefore you just end up not collecting things that you need. Huh? there. I really chose the wrong colour planets because it's really hard to see most of the HUD elements right now. Really quite hard. Floating through the air. Now keep in mind the exciting things, what we're really looking for exciting moments is to see some scan traces on the top of the scanner bar. Anything on the bottom of the scanner bar you can see there is basically minerals and rocks and stuff, resources. Anything on the top is typically artificial or metallic. So it normally means a ship or other things. Now I've not got the capacity to pick up cargo sadly, so that would be useless, but sometimes you can get data points on crashed ships and things which can make you money. Sometimes. Struggling with this location quite a bit. Driving this, it's quite horrible. Because gravity is so low. The slightest turn is like way off the charts. Also, it's kind of lumpy. Excessive lumptacularity. Lumptacularity! Top of this hill, isn't it? Every little bump and I'm like 20 foot up in the air. I'm flying! Where is it? Come on. Show me the money. Barely see anything because it's all, there it is, all landscape coloured. Turn my headlights off though, that might make things. We've got the bronzite chondrite. Chondrite being a meteor, type of meteor. Meteorite, as it's on the ground. Boom! What have we got? Underjet. There's one. So we've got nickel and molybdenum. Oh, I do need iron. Okay.
Cargo scoop retracted. Cargo scoop.
I do need iron, so I need to take that off the ignore list. Can't remember carbon now. Carbon I don't need. Okay. I knew I'd need iron because I'd used a lot of those repair limpets, and because I used a lot of the repair modules, I knew I'd be down on some resources. So, oops, get the iron on. So I'm going to do actually, just very quickly, because it's really getting on my nerves now. Let's just take this down a little bit, because it's a bit too strong. I have to hope it's alright. Because I added some to it, but I don't think I needed to. Rapid targeting, we'll leave that as it is. Turret controls, drive throttle. Right, where's the next one? Nickel's the next one. That's a bit better. More responsive.
Ship recall.
No, I didn't want to recall the ship. Oh, fudge. really must sort out the controls, the button choices for this. It really is a pain. I'll do the cargo scoop. No, you've just recalled the ship. Ah. Now the ship's going to land round. I've actually killed myself before now with the ship landing right on top of me. Thankfully it's over there. But see how there's a big track at the top of the scanner bar? That tells you it's something man-made. So although I don't actually want to pick up your like cargo or life pods, which you can find out here, things like that occasionally. I'd rather go for like crashed probes that just have data, because then the data can be quite valuable and it doesn't take up a slot in my inventory.
Ship dismissed.
Dismissed ship. Goodbye now. Thanks for coming. Come again trying to fish. I'm not liking this uber lumpy bit. I was quite happy on the flat plane, to be perfectly honest, but the gravity here is so low I can't go very fast because I'm floating everywhere. Quite a challenge to drive in this. Even with refined sticularity. Oh. Oh. I prefer the flat. I tried to land in a flat area. All I've got is... I was thinking it was a flat plane. I'm driving through the Trossachs basically. It's like, oh no, I didn't want to go that way. I think next time, like 1G would be more preferable, or half a G rather than less than half a G. This body needs more gravitationals. Ugh. Ugh. Pulls at 97%. Okay. I can't go fast. I want to go slowly just to avoid disappearing off across the landscape. And normally you can barrel around and have a right laugh in these things, but again, because I'm playing this, because I'm 2 years out from civilization, if I crash and die for any reason, I'll end up back in civilization and I'll lose 3 years worth of cartographic data, and that would not be a good thing. Hey. We'll get one more scoop of goodies, and I think we'll call it quits for today. Way. Where's the floor? There's the floor. I do like all the suspension noises. It's really nice. The audio in this game is so good. Excuse me. Oh. And now we're flying, because we're in a car. Of course we're flying. This wouldn't have taken this long to get here right now, apart from the uppy downy landscape. Whee! And we're airborne again. Sharp drops, go slowly. Day and way. Oh. If this was Channel 4 racing, the going would be described as flappy to amorous. If I die out here, 2 years from civilization, etc., grabs air out some loon in a dune buggy. Yeah, no. That wasn't intense, that's what I'm saying. The gravity here is so low that I'm not even going that fast, but I'm like doing Dukes of Hazzarding it all over the place without even trying. That's why I keep stop-starting, because I'm trying to be careful. There we go. Finally something. Would have been there 10 minutes ago if it wasn't for this damn gravity. Hey! Still a mile away. Maybe on the back end of it. There we go. What do we have? Let's have... Oh, hello. We have the wrong thing. Material nickel. Do we actually need tellurium? No. Carbon we don't need. Just double checking. Nickel we do need though, so get the nickel. Nickel acquired. There is another meteorite just there though, so we'll get this and then we'll call it quits, I think. On the crest of a hill! Whee! It's not going to let me shoot at that, is it? Because I've got the wrong angle. You can only shoot at certain angles because you'd be shooting your own vehicle, so it can be quite frustrating. All of these things. Iron. Whatever that is. Somewhere. That one. That one. Wee-ah-wah-ah-wah. This little spud here. Space potatoes. These are space potatoes. That's what they are. I don't know where the damn camera is. There. I have repainted my vehicle. It's a delightful orange colour. I love the way it all animates, so it's really nice. It really is cool. That's where it gets a bit weird now when you do it from the front. I like the fact that when you see the camera outside, you don't hear the engine noise. When you're inside, you hear the electric motors. When you're outside... Woo, doggy! Yeah, so you can tool around in these things. Doing. I never noticed the fact you can't hear the actual engine noise. That's kind of cool. What I do need to do is quickly make some fuels, I think, while we're here, because I think fuel's down to about 50%.
Fuel replenished.
Fuel replenished. Cool. Right, so a little space car, this little space house. Whee! I think that's going to do us. So, wait, steady. That's going to do us. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'll have a quick last look at chat. Let's have a quick look and see. That's what we don't see. People are saying I'm going to have modified it by putting on bullet holes and shark mouths and things. Sadly not. Sadly not. You have to pay real hardcore, actual real world money for all the bits for these SRVs. So, as you can imagine, I'm not paying money for the add-ons. I think the orange colour is free, and other than that, I think I paid for that at some point anyway. I might have got some points somehow. I can't remember. La 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 la. Sticker reads, "I brake for Uranus," says Mayhem. You quite do. I got a car crashed in the snow out front of my house, says Quano Man. Be right back. Oh dear. I doubt here 2 years from civilization. Oh, there, done that one. Well, I hope the people in that car are okay. Cool if you bounce so hard you escape gravity. You can actually do that. There are some worlds where if the gravity is low enough and you can get air enough and thrust at the same time, you can actually escape the gravity of the body, float off into space. It's very rare because you have to be on a really tiny, like moonlet, but you can do it. You can blast your SRV off into space. I think often it involves you like getting air and crashing, bouncing off somebody else's SRV and then up into space. It can be done. Mayhem says, catch a ride. Hey, it's Crazy Taxi. You're replenished. Thank you, Jarvis. Let's go make some crazy money. Dan, you have no idea. The one that parks like a sock womble up my way and he was sliding all over the place. Oh. We haven't got any snow. Why can't I have some snow? I want snow. Anyway, yes, I think that's going to do me for today. Thank you very much for watching. I will be back, of course, tomorrow with the same. I'll see if I can tolerate this how to stick tomorrow. If I decide I can't be bothered with it and I just have to get a new one, then I'll just do Skyrim instead. So we'll wait and see, or I might just, I don't know. We'll figure something out. It might be tolerable for now. But yes, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, of course, do like and subscribe. Make sure to support the channel by becoming either a patron at patreon.com/modelmakingguru or pressing the join button underneath the video to become a channel member. Either way, you get little perks and access to videos a week early without adverts, so do consider becoming a member or a patron. Until next time, though, it does just remain for me to say thank you very much for watching. I'm not sure who's streaming tonight. A few people have said they're going to stream, and I've lost track of who's doing what now. It's Friday. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of streaming things to watch. Check out all your usual favourite channels. But until next time, I shall say thank you very much for watching. Go take care of yourselves. Go be safe. Stay in. If you absolutely don't need to go out, please don't go out. Just stay in. Stay in and do cool things. Stay in, wash your hands, stay safe. If you have to go out, worm ask. You know how it goes. And until next time, take care. Adios, amoebas.